Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and I am your watch guy today. Now today is Monday, and obviously Monday is the beginning of the week. I say obviously, if you disagree with that fact, then you should stop this video now and go find YouTube Kids. Today I'm reviewing Seestern's Doxa Homage. Now I know a lot of you are looking forward to that review. However, this week is going to be a Seestern week. I have 3 watches from Seestern. I usually produce 3 videos a week, so why not let's just do them all in one week? I think that's a good idea. So today I'm going to be reviewing their Doxa 300T Homage, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, I recently reviewed a Tactical Frog, which is also a Doxa Homage, and there were a few little things that I'd like to have changed on that one. And I think Seestern have almost made a perfect homage to this watch. And I say almost because there's a few, well, I say a few, there's about 2 complaints that I have, I think. On Wednesday, I will be reviewing the Monster, and on Friday will be the 62 Mass. So please make sure that you come back for those. Now, I have linked the Seestern website in the description. I have also linked the affiliate link to this watch on AliExpress. The Seestern website doesn't seem to have any in stock at the minute. I don't know when they'll be getting new stock in, but the AliExpress store seems to have stock, so that's why I've linked them also. This watch has been provided by Seestern for free. Please keep that in mind throughout this review, but obviously I'm going to keep it 100% honest all the way through. With all that out of the way, all that housekeeping done, let's turn this camera around and let's review this watch. Now this is the Seestern Doxa Homage. I have gone for the mother of pearl dial on mine, and I think that is the nicest one that they are producing at the moment. However, if this is not your style, if this isn't for you, then they do have the classic colours, you know, the yellow, the orange. They have plenty of other colours that you can pick from. There's a good range of choice that you can make. Now these are all packed with NH35 movements, which is actually a nice sight for me, because I've been dealing with the whole Pagani design movement in Myota trauma for the last week or two, and it's nice to come back to a watch brand I is still using our faithful little NH35. And this one actually has a few little neat additions to show you later on in this video. I think you'll all be very, very happily surprised. Now this watch is a wide fella. It is 43.1 millimeters wide in diameter. That is from here to here, the outer casing. Obviously this bezel sits much shorter of that, but this is the wearability here. It is 13.69 millimeters thick, including bezel and case back. We have a 20 millimeter lug, so this is going to be an absolute strap monster, I think, but this bracelet does pretty much do it for me. I don't think I'd move on to anything else. Now the real bonus to this casing and the sizing of this case is the very short, compact lug to lug. That is 45 millimeters. I like to call that the Seiko effect. Every Seiko driver looks bigger than it wears, and that's exactly what this homage is doing. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, this is available on the Seestern website. That is $180 at the moment. They do have a sale, however, the stock has run out. So I have also linked AliExpress in the description. That is an affiliate code. That one is £153 at the moment. Now we're going to move into the casing itself. We know the faithful Doxa case shape. This one has circular brushing on the upper end of the casing, on these lugs and throughout the upper side of the casing. The sides are high polish. I would have personally preferred to see them brushed. That's just because this is a diver, this is a tool watch, and it will get dinged up. As you can see, I've already made a few marks on it, and that's because I've worn the hell out of it in the last few weeks. Over to the side, you can see the crown is in the center of this polished side. We also have really useful drilled lugs on this one. I'm quite happy that they've included those drilled lugs, because as mentioned, this could be potential for a strap monster type of watch. Now this crown is a screw down crown. First position is obviously the date, second position is going to be the time, and there's our hacking capability from the H35. One thing that is really nice on this one that you may be able to see there, they have a gasket on the inside of the crown. You do see that more and more now with watches, but it is still nice to see. That's added a little bit of quality that makes you feel a little bit more comfortable about your water resistance rating. We have a coin edge on this crown. It does bulge out, and it has the Seestern logo on the top of the crown here. Now, a few people have mentioned to me that they don't really like the starfish logo, or it was a little bit docile, a little bit I don't know, I don't want to say feminine because it's not feminine, but yeah, I guess I'll go with that. A little bit more feminine. But I really love it, to be honest. I think in a world of sharks and tactical frogs, this is a really welcomed change. So well done to Seestern for making that difference on this one. Now we'll move to the case back here. This is a screw down case back, as you can see, and we have the Kagawa wave on the back there. That is a very famous Japanese piece of art, and you will see it on other watches also. Now we also have an addition here of the Seestern starfish just there, which is really nice to see. We have the usual information on the outer edge, and one of those pieces of information is that this watch is 316L stainless steel throughout, which is expected but good to see. Obviously they've used the best materials they could at this price range, and I'm glad to see that, and the finishing on this watch is actually really good also. I did mention that I would have liked to see brushed sides on this one, however the polishing is really nice too. Let's not take away from that. Now the bezel was the real sticking point for the tactical frog, and that's because it had a useless bezel, if we're quite frank about it. However, this one is both bezel rings turn in action with each other, and that is how it should be, and it's nice to see that they've got that right. That is the biggest improvement that they could have made above the tactical frog. They have made a couple of more improvements, however it's not just that, but that is nice to see, as I say. Now we have a flat piece of sapphire crystal in this one. That sits in the center of this bezel, which is domed or bowled. It is almost like a bowl that sort of sways in to the dial or into the crystal. We have orange markings on the outer edge. As we can see up here, that is measurement of foot, and on the inner edge we have the dive indicator bezel. That is a black marking, and it accents this orange very well, I think, and I think that orange really does accent throughout the dial well too. Altogether, this watch is provided with a 200 meter water resistance rating, which is pretty standard in this price range, in this market, I believe. Very much within the San Martin, well, it sits below the San Martin pricing, but very much playing in the same type of San Martin area, I think. I think this outdoes Heimdallr, to be fair. As we move into the dial itself, this is the real buying point for me, or the selling point for me. That mother of pearl dial is actually like one of the most beautiful dials that I've seen. I have a mother of pearl dial on my Breitling, and that's one of the things that drew me to buying it. However, that is a white mother of pearl dial. This is the black, and it's like a stormy cloud of a night. It's just absolutely beautiful. We have no applied indices on this one, but it is a printed dial throughout. We have the usual block Doxa style indices throughout the hour markings, larger squares at the 12, 9 and 6, with this date window positioned over here at the 3 o'clock. We have the little lines coming off those four too, which gives a really nice almost target type of effect. We have the Seestern logo over here on the left hand side of the 12 o'clock, and the automatic 200 meters down here at the right hand side of the 6 o'clock, which is a nice change to usual dial layouts. Now these indices are loomed. We have a printed minute track throughout the dial, and that is actually pretty dominant on the dial. I think that is very legible also, which is nice to see. I do like a good legible dial, and that you've got to give this to Seestern, or well, to Doxa also. This is a very legible dial design. We have a dive style handset, very large and bulky minute hand in orange, which is a real nice feature. It really does accent the rest of the orange on this watch. Over here we have the thinner hour hand, which doesn't quite touch the hour indices, and then we have a paddle second hand. Very block type of feel to this watch, very square type of feel to this watch. However, it does pull it off quite well. Now, one thing that I have been excited to show you all is the loom shot on this, and that's because I know it's going to be fantastic. I haven't tested it yet, but I know it's going to be fantastic, and I'll tell you why. The same man who contacted me about reviewing these watches is the same gent who loaned the channel the Wicked Watch Co. Pearl Diver, and that watch was insane for the lume. Absolutely insane. So let me get these lights out. Here we have it, and straight away you can see one of those little tricks that this watch has up its sleeve, and that is the date window here being loomed at the 3 o'clock. That is absolutely a fantastic thing to see at this price point. I don't think I've seen that at this price point before, so it's really lovely to have something in with this this added extra, I guess. The lume is very well applied, it is very well spread, and it is exactly what I expected from Pascal, because he knows his lume. This guy is very into it, very into his lume. If there's anything that you can guarantee is that he's going to produce a watch with brilliant lume. And yeah, that's what he's done here. So I'm quite glad. I'm really glad of that, actually, because it shows that he's carried that from Wicked Watch Co. into these watches. And this is probably one of the first AliExpress watches that gets a real thumbs up for the lume from me. So yeah, well done to Seestern. Again, well done. So as we move on from the dial, we move into the bracelet. This is a Beads of Rice style bracelet, and I think it fits really well with this watch. We have a polished center here with brushed outer links, and you can see that it slightly tapers towards this clasp. Now the clasp is a fold over clasp, fully brushed. It has the Seestern logo etched on there. Open this up. You can see that it is a milled clasp also. The bracelet itself also fits quite well to wrist. We have 4 levels of micro adjust, which I think is a very fair amount. And as mentioned before, we do have drilled lugs, which makes it much easier to change your bracelet or strap options when you choose to do so. Let me pop this on wrist for you, and you can see how it fits my 6.2 inch wrists. As mentioned, it is a pretty wide watch. However, lug to lug, it fits very well, and it really does have that Seiko type of fit, which I am a big fan of. Now, as you can see, I've brought in a little prop for my moan section, and that is because I think the Tactical Frog is doing one thing better than the Seestern at the moment, and the thing that I think it's doing better is the applied indices. So as you can see, the Tactical Frog does have applied indices for the hour markers. I really do wish that Seestern went with the same thing. I don't know if they couldn't get the same amount of lume on there if they did have that, but it is a little bit of a sore point for me. Now, as I also mentioned, I do have another complaint, but it's not one of my own. Certain people have mentioned the logo and the name not being to their liking or their standards. I personally think that's one of the better ones from China. I think it's definitely one of the best ones from AliExpress, and I really like the logo. So yeah, not my opinion, but it is one that has been shared with myself in the comment section. So is what it is, I guess. Can't please everyone. They please me, so I'm happy with that. I think this is a fantastic watch, and the rest of the week you'll be seeing exactly the same from Seestern with the other 2 releases that they have sent me in. Another thing to mention is how well this bezel is done. The action's really solid on it. Hasn't got as high a click as I'd like, but yeah, the grip around the outer edge is really good too, and it has a sort of sandblaster type of effect to the lower portion of the bezel as it sits up from that case. I think it's absolutely fantastically done. So again, I've said it before, I'll probably say it again for the rest of the week. Well done to Seestern for that, because they have really captured this homage very well, put their own little spin on it with their style, and yeah, I really do love it. It's fantastic. So guys, there's the Doxa homage from Seestern, and I think that they've really done something a little bit special with it, considering they put their own little twist on that dial. I think that's really the one to go for out of the entire bunch. I think it's like £8 more. It's well worth it. I mean, that dial is absolutely beautiful. You really do have to see it in person to get the full effect of it, but the way that it hits the light in certain shades, it's just, oh, it's fantastic. Now, if you wanted to pick this one up, as I say, I have linked my AliExpress affiliate link in the description. I get a little kickback from that. You don't pay any extra. That is the Seestern official store. I've also listed their website. However, as I say, they do look to be out of stock on there, so you may be having to go to AliExpress instead. Thank you very much to Seestern for sending these in. I really do appreciate it. I'm really enjoying being part of the journey that this brand is having and the impact that this brand is having on the market right now. Thank you for watching this video, guys. Please remember to pop back later in the week for the other 2 homages that I have lined up for review. And please remember to subscribe to the channel if you just go down that way. I think it's that. Is it that way? It might be this way. Just go to the subscribe button. Go click that. Thank you very much. I will see you in the next one.